Hi, what's up, guys? Comment Twitter, comment ça va? How have you been? So, at the beginning of this week, I made that video where I said that Rwanda was accusing Congo of hiring mercenaries, and it turns out the Congolese president picked that. And this week, he went to this forum in the WEF, World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, and he replied to this. And before I continue, guys, come on, man, can you stop insulting me? I'm not biased. Most people are saying that I'm biased, I'm pro-Congo, and I'm against Rwanda. It's not me who is saying that Rwanda supported M23. And of course, we all agree that M23, what they are doing in Congo is not good. Remember, they went to that village in Kishishe and killed more than 200 people. I mean, that can't be good, right? So it's not me who is saying that. Even Google, can you check here? Google is saying who is supporting M23 rebels. If you ask them that, or you ask that search engine, you see, EU calls on Rwanda to stop supporting M23. You can go all the way down. It's the same story. France openly accuses Rwanda of supporting M23. Go down. It's the same story. The YouTube videos. This is different channels. EU urges Rwanda to stop supporting M23. You go to the next page. It's the same story. So kindly stop saying that I'm the one who is coming up with this narrative. Maybe you don't like it, but I'm not the one who is saying it. There are experts from the UN who are saying, and UN has their way of correcting information. And UN is not just whites. Even African countries, all 52, 54 of them, belong to this UN. So, I mean, UN has African countries on the same panel that, corrected this evidence. So it's not me. Stop saying that I'm biased, okay? With that out of the way, so today the reason why I'm making this video is after I read some of your comments, because I usually read them. And one subscriber was saying that if these two countries have decided to fight or through this proxy war to have this conflict, there have to be a reason. There have to be a mineral or a newly discovered something. So I did some bit of digging and found that this guy, the subscriber, was not actually sharing conspiracy theories. There is a reason why they are fighting, and the answer can be found here. So the answers I was searching for brought me here. So I went to look for the border of Rwanda and Congo, that is Lake Kivu. I was trying to figure out whether there's something or any news that is happening in that region, because that's where that conflict is. And as you can see, this is Lake Kivu, which is almost 60 kilometer long lake that is at the border of Congo on the left and Rwanda on the right. And as you can see, it's a huge lake. So Goma city, the city I was talking about that has close to 1 million people, is at the northern tip. And there's another large city called Bukavu, another huge city on the south tip of that lake. And you can see the border goes through that lake. It avoids this Ijwi island. Ijwi, I think, means voice or sound. I don't know. And it avoids this huge island and then moves to the Rwandan side, and then moves back again into the side of Congo and all the way to the city of Goma. So as you can see, this is the Lake Kivu. And this is where the conflict is. So I was trying to figure out whether there is something that has happened around Lake Kivu in the recent times that has basically triggered this violence. And yes, I found the answer. There is a huge methane or gas deposit under this lake. For centuries and centuries, methane formed under the base or the bottom of this lake. And for a while now, the Rwandan government has been extracting that methane from the bottom of this lake. And since this is Africa and we still don't have those technology to really tell where our borders are, you can imagine a border inside a lake. So it's easy for a country to actually cross the border of another country and try to extract minerals on the other side. So for a while, Rwanda has had 3 methane fired power plants near this lake. So one of them is, I think, 30 megawatts. Another one is 50 megawatts. And there's a plan for another one, I think, which will be 60 megawatts. So that is almost close to 100 megawatts of power generated from under this lake because of that gas. Now, the Congolese side, which obviously from what the experts are saying, has more gas deposit than the Rwandan side. And Congo has issued 3 licenses to Canadian, American, and other foreign companies to extract the methane from the bottom of this lake and basically set up methane-fired power plants. So from this image, you can see a better view of the block that the Congolese government has issued. There are 3 blocks, as I said, 3 licenses, and you can see one over this Ivory block. They are calling it Ivory block, and it's a huge block. The other one is called Luanjofu block, and the third one near Goma is called Makelele block. And if you look at Goma, currently there is already an existing power plant project in Goma that basically provides power for that city of 1,030 megawatts. So you can imagine if you have a power plant providing 30 megawatts to a city of 1 million people, imagine if you have 5 of them. So that is a massive electricity to be generated from that lake. Now, on the Rwandan side, as you can see, there's the 56 megawatts. It's called the Kivu 56, also known as Shema Power. And then there's another one for 25 power plant called I can't pronounce that name, but then there's plan for a third one, as I said. So total, Rwanda plans to have about 100 megawatts of power being generated from that lake, and the Congolese government now wants to also take advantage of their resources and have the power. So that's where the conflict is, because now the Rwandan government somehow doesn't want projects of this type to take place here. That's why they are trying to create instability in this region. Now, am I the one who's saying that? No. Am I the one who's coming up with this propaganda, as some of the people are going to say? No. It's the president of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, who said this at a meeting in Davos, Switzerland. He said that Rwanda seems to be opposed to any kind of projects that might happen in that region. He says that Rwanda is opposed to development project in that region, and that's why most of the time they send these rebels, this M23, to try to destabilize the region so that development doesn't happen. And people in Goma and Bukavu and other regions around that area keep complaining, saying that the government in Kinshasa does not care about them, does not bring development to that region. There's no highways, there's no roads. But sometimes you find that then every time the government tries to do something, then there is this conflict. Every time they want to install or basically effect taxation of mines or illegal mines in the eastern part of Congo, then there's this armed group, more than 100 armed groups being supplied weapons by neighboring countries, specifically Uganda and Rwanda, to ensure that the government in Kinshasa doesn't develop the region. That's what he was telling the people in Switzerland.